Good morning, students. In previous class we discussed about the sources of energy. So these sources of energy that we learned in previous class, they were like solar energy, they were like wind energy. From wind we were converting the wind energy into electrical energy. Solar radiations were being converted into the electrical energy, and running water also was, its energy was also being used to convert into electrical energy, and some more. Okay, like burning of coal, nuclear reactors and all. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about different sources of energy, like cell, electric cell, or like using generators. Okay, so first of all we are going to discuss about electric cell. Now what is an electric cell? It is a device, a simple device I should say, that that converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, it contains some chemicals inside it, and the reactions takes place between these chemicals which give rise to electric current. Okay, so chemicals are there in the cell. These chemicals, they react and give rise to electric current. So this is a simple technique that is being used in the dry cells or the electric cells. Fine. Now each cell has two terminals. Cell has two terminals. What are these called? Positive terminal and negative terminal. Let us see the structure, how it appears. A very simple, you can see it in your homes, it can be easily available. A little bit projecting outside and it is a little bit depressed inside. Now it contains positive terminal and this side is negative terminal. Fine. So positive and negative terminal, they are, you can see on the cells, they are symbolically represented over there with the help of plus sign and minus sign. So they indicate the terminals, respective terminals, positive terminal and negative terminal. Now these electric cells are commonly used in the appliances like torch, TV remote. Okay, now in this, the cell which is used is known as dry cell. What do we call it? Dry cell. It is a source of electric current. Okay, why do we call it dry cell? Because it contains ingredients which are dry or semi solid. The chemicals that we are using in the dry cells are either dry or they are semi solid. Okay, so that's why we call them dry cells. Now let us discuss about the structure of a cell. Okay, which cell? We are going to discuss about the dry cell. What is the structure of dry cell? Now just see, this is a diagram of dry cell. Okay, now can you see here, there is a black color rod like structure which is called positive electrode. Okay, so first of all you should know that what is a dry cell it consists of. See, it consists of a zinc container inside, means this one. As you can see, you might have seen that cells, they have some brand names written on outside part, but if we remove that brand, then we are going to find as if steel case is there, and that is made up of zinc, and it behaves like a negative electrode. Okay, and there is inside a layer of paste of ammonium chloride. It is a chemical. Okay, and see, you can see here carbon and manganese dioxide mixture, and this is the electrode which is made up of carbon. So you can see here a carbon rod covered with a metal cap is at the center of the cell. This one, this is a metal cap. You might have seen the cell. It appears as if this is protruding out and it is covered with a metallic cap. Okay, so this carbon rod is covered with a metallic cap outside. Now this carbon rod, this one, is surrounded by a mixture of manganese dioxide and carbon powder and carbon powder. Now this cell is covered and protected by a metal casing. Metal casing means what? Metal case is around that rod surrounded by the mixture of the chemicals, and then this whole of the rod or and the chemical mixture is packed in a metal case. Okay, so that metal case is actually what? It is made up of zinc. Sorry, yes, zinc. Okay, now this metal cap of the carbon rod, it is projecting outside. As you can see, it is being seen outside from the cell, and the other end is this one. It is not touching the base of this case. Okay, it is a little bit lifted up. Now this part and this part, they two act like a they two act like a two terminals, positive and negative terminal. So the metal cap, it acts like a positive terminal, and the lower part acts like a negative terminal. So when the terminals of the cell are connected, means this part and this part, they are connected with the wire, then the circuit is complete and the electricity is produced. So this is how the cell works. Again, let us see. This is a metal case which has in center the carbon rod. It is surrounded by carbon and manganese dioxide mixture. Then the metal case is made up of zinc. This part of the zinc metal case behaves like a negative terminal, and this carbon part, or this one which is protruding out, is behaving like a positive terminal. So when we connect both of the terminal, now what is going to happen? This chemical which is present in the cell is going to show some reaction. Okay, and because of that the electric current will be produced. So this is about the structure of dry cell. Now let us see some more things regarding it. What are the things that we have to keep in mind while we use these dry cells? First thing, that these cells, they can get tempered or they can get affected at high temperature. So they should always be kept where? In shade, and kept away from direct heat or sunlight. Okay, so when the cells are not in use, just like we have used the device like torch, and when it is not in use, we should remove the cells, keep aside, and then whenever we have to use again, we can put it inside the torch and use it. Otherwise we should always remove them and then keep the things. Okay, same way like camera, transistor, radio, we should never keep them intact with the cells inside it. Why? Because the reaction will keep on taking place and there can be some leakage. And you might have seen also, if you forget to remove the cell from any device, electrical device, then you can easily observe that some secretion is there and it has dried also, or sometimes it is wet secretion also. So actually what is happening? The reaction is taking place and the leakage takes place from the cell. So in this way the device will also be spoiled and cells also will get finished. Now there are different types of cells. You might have seen in your daily use or daily life. What are the different types of cells? Like in wrist watches and calculators, we use button cells. This one, button cells. Okay. Then In why do we call them button cells? Because they are button shaped cells. Okay. Now cells which are used in TV remotes and AC remotes, what are they? They are AAA or AA type. Okay. They are little bit thinner and they are little bit thicker than this. Fine. Then D cells, where do we use them? D cells, they are used in torches or something like this. Okay. Then what kind of battery is used in mobile phones? Let us see this the diagram. So these are different types of dry cells that are being used in our day-to-day life. So I hope the structure of cell is clear to everyone. So you can read it out from your book.